Well, Monty, I really thought this was a scathing indictment of, post-colonialism.
How so?
Well, I thought that, in particular, the orchids were being oppressed. And
let me stop you there. There's nothing figurative at work here. This is just a book about pressing flowers.
Oh, pretty disappointing.
Well, I'm sorry, okay? Why does everything have to have multiple facets of meaning these days? You sound just like my dad.
Oh, well, maybe you could learn a thing or two listening to your dad.
Oh, this is bullshit, Paige. I'm out of here.
Well, if that's whet your appetite, How to Press Flowers, Vols 1 through 9 by Montgomery Pynchon is our book of the week. So...
Textbook page turners. I'll wait for the film to come out though, I think. Your texts are still flooding in. If you've just joined us, we want to know, what's your favourite flower?
Listeners' favourite flowers.
I'm going to go with a humble Primula auricula myself.
Vance Bumstrong from Oxford has texted in, I simply cannot abide flora, and don't get me started on fauna. She then elaborates in 5 curmudgeonly off-topic messages about fauna.
Jeff Chef from Whingate has just texted in, if I absolutely had to choose, if there was a gun to my head, all my extended family being held hostage, and there was a WMD aimed at the greenhouse, I'd probably have to say a daff. Excellent stuff, keep them coming.
Doug Bramhope from Bramhope says, I lost my virginity in a bed of nettles, so they'll always have a special place in my heart.
I hope you use a dock leaf, Doug.
He adds, don't worry, I used a dock leaf.
At Jesus Alt 0134 has tweeted, consider the lily.
Ah.
Favourite flower segment complete.
What about you, Gwen? What's your top of the poppies?
Not really thought about it. I suppose it would be, Rick?
Sorry, I pressed the wrong sound effect. I meant...
Shut up, Quelle. Here's the live coverage of the boring Arctic Pickles aeroplane.
Yes. After hours of waiting, we can finally go live via satellite to Jim in Paris.
Chad, it's a beautiful day here in gay Paris, and after hours of waiting, we can finally go live via satellite to Adi and Clarice at Leeds/Bradford, respectively, to catch up with the boarding of the SEXP World Fly Around.
Thanks, Jim. It's dismal weather here in gay Leeds, and in gay Bradford too, I'm sure. If you've just joined us, I'm Adi.
And I'm Clarice, and I must say this is even more exciting than the birth of my favourite son.
I have to say, Clarice, I was there at the birth of my favourite of your sons, and I can understand why you would have found it tedious. Folks, have your boarding passes ready, and remove your shoes and belt. Here comes the first constellation of stars. It's 50 civil servants.
Yes, they're stepping out of that limo like clowns from some kind of limo. I've just received word that they're already checked in online at home hours ago ahead of time, demonstrating Wingate's trademark administrative rigour. Is that Tommy P? He's looking pretty pensive. Tommy, tuppence through your thoughts?
I still get nervous boarding planes, especially when they're just so full of...
Never mind, he's in a world of his own.
Oh, Lee Francis has just arrived. He's sexually harassed someone, but he's putting on a barely accurate northern accent. He's wearing a mask, he's smiling, and she's laughing. It's fine. Truly the nation's hero. Speaking of heroes, Jim Davidson's just entered from the far right, striding able-bodied toward the entrance of the plane. Oh, and who's that on the red carpeted horizon with a lunchbox? It's Julian Assange.
I hear he's got a Ribena and 4-fingered Kit Kat in there, and he has no intention of trading.
That's right, Clarice. He cuts off his crusts, but I just don't know what to make of his politics.
Here's someone whose head and face seem to be obscured by some kind of sacking. Could be LaBouffe, could be the beautiful Banksy. We're having trouble deciding, but if you want to have your say, you can download our hot new app, B4Banks. Alternatively, if you think it's LaBouffe, simply text Show Me the Beef 555-5005-55 tilde to 075,055 055 051.
And if you think it's a beautiful Banksy, send Bewbanks, handwritten on a self-addressed envelope, to PO Box Banksy.com/London.
We're being told the jet is fueled, the captain is spinning about the engines, the celebrities are safely stowed away, and we just have time for a curiosity tete-a-tete with Mr. Pickle himself. Dick, where the hell would you want to spend any time with Jim Davidson?
Well, contrary to popular belief, he actually... Hold on. Sorry, I've got to go.
He's being waved aboard, the doors are closing, it's all over from me.
And it's all over for me. Adverts now.
If God had meant us to fly, he'd have given us WhingFM.
Are you a postman? Do you want to learn French in a way that's bespoke to your vocation? Then you'll love our tape series, Learn to Speak French Postman, with Gordon Ramtrouser.
Je suis ici pour livrer vos lettres ou des paquets. I'm here to deliver your letters or packages. S'il vous plaît, retournez à côte B. Please turn over to side B. Welcome to side B of Learn to Speak French Postman, section A, subsection Alpha, part 1A, Daily Mishaps. Je suis désolé, vos articles ont tous été rompus. I'm sorry, your items have all been broken. Désolé, mon pote, je suis un homme marié. Sorry, buddy, I'm a married man. Putain, pardonnez mon français. Prostitute, pardon my French. Je ne peux pas croire un chien de m'attaquer maintenant. Quelle journée! I cannot believe a dog's attacking me now. What a day!
Buy Learn to Speak French Postman now, from Live and Let Learn, the company that brought you Learning Japanese, I Really Think So, How to Beg for Your Life in Binary, Discussing Schopenhauer in Cockney rhyming slang, and Denying the Holocaust in Hebrew.
Determination.
Focus. Drive. Total focus.
Hi, I'm David B. Lame. You'll know me for sure from my audacious feats that push the envelope of the boundaries of what the human body is even capable of doing sometimes. My greatest turns to date include 3 hours in a fridge, 12 hours without a balanced diet, a fly undone at a funeral, but they all pale in comparison to my upcoming stuff.
Focus. Adrenaline. Drive. Determination of a nation.
On May 5, I'll be attempting the world record of how many times I can tie and untie my shoes in just one day. You can play along yourself using #BeLameGame. Join the revolution.
Sponsored by Lace in the Hole. Ace that lace.
Focus. Over. Adrenaline. Under. Through. Drive. Through. Focus. Shoes. David B. The thing about terms is you can hear a breeding colony for miles around, making them really quite easy to spot.
Now it's time for Wallace's Word.
Hello, I'm Wallace Word. Today's word from the world of twitching or bird watching is gripping. GRIPPPING. A bird watcher who fails to see a rare bird is said to have dipped out. And if other twitchers do see the bird, he is said to have been gripped off. For example, one might hear, "Crikey, when I came out here this fine morn, I did not expect to be gripped off by my best friend. His mum and dad, and some old dude I've never even come across."
Thanks for that, Wallace. Gripping definition. Don't forget to join us next time when, a little bird told me, we'll be finding out the real meaning of jizz. So until next week, watch this, guys.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for...
Grass, burdock, and just a dash of horse, and you've got a good luck charm that should see you through the week. Let's check in with our resident superstitionist, Felicity Fapcharm. Any choice nuggets of arbitrary advice for our listeners? Their ears are as open as their minds.
Well, here's a wonderful saying that's been passed down mother to daughter in my family for generations of Fapcharms. See a penny, pick it up. You'll have good luck for the rest of the day. And another thing, when it comes to letters...
Thanks for that, Flicker. Be sure to take that on board.
if you're one to believe in that sort of thing. Now, I've been sensing your questions all week through the medium of my emails. We've received a great message from Sarah Bellenden in the Midwest. I'm a Taurus. Suck it to me, Gav. April 20.
As I was saying, Gavin, if you walk beneath a ladder, for years to come, you'll feel way sadder.
Shh, you've done enough. Taurus, which means April 20th to May 20th. Taurus, success, both professionally and in your personal life, is a gift you shall not be bequeathed. As the sun sets on your brief and tired existence, it's important that you cherish the family you could have had. To your paltry handful of acquaintances, your end is a new beginning.
Yeah, great.
We've just received a text from Arnie Ketfield in Swindon, desperately yearning to know what's going to happen to him in these hard times. No sign of a star sign though, so let's move on. Rose Craphammer emailed in, I'm not that bothered, but what do you think will become of all those Capricorns? Looks like somebody got out of the wrong side of the cosmic bed. Capri Sun, which means December 22nd. You must find love by 4 p.m. today, or you'll struggle to forge any meaningful connection, romantic or otherwise, until death do you part. Amen.
Two's company, WhingFM.
I don't know about your spine, Gwen, but that certainly sent a shiver down mine. It's 3:56 p.m, and you know what that means. It's time for Spy on the Wall.
Welcome to Spy on the Wall, the show where we take you behind the scenes of GCHQ, giving you unfettered access to the goings-on the government didn't want you to know about. Join our crew as we follow active field agents uncensored through the thrills and spills of a Secret Service life. Imagine James Bond, but replace 007 with Absolute Thrill Ride. License to Kill? Well, how about License to This week on Spy on the Wall, we'll be checking in with our new recruits in Section 5. Last week, our newest agent ran into a spot of bother as and found out he'd been spying at GCHQ. But first, of the dicks are becoming about the of the dicking and the disastrous effects this would have for the nation. On top of this, Kroll and decide against protocol that they don't give a about or even the mission itself. They choose to throw caution to the and suffice to say, this is one who won't be getting anytime soon. Pun intended. This program was brought to you by Lawn Care.
The only private company that will the way you feel about lawn care.
If someone's taken the on your call 08 0555 self-addressed stamp envelope to shit 7 Lawn Care.
Sensitive materials concerning matters of national security have been lovingly redacted by the...
Coming up next, Cliff Raven, bringing you the best music under cover of darkness.
Music is the new black.
Hey, it's Cliff. You guys ready to jump off into the deep end of the music that is just so great to recommend to your friends?
Hashtag alternative. Such is music.
We've got bands, we've got songs, we've got tracks. We've got the music you want, and the music you need.
Music is just so good. Music's mine. Hey, I'm Adrian from the Macabre France, and music is just so great to listen to. It's my entire life, and it's just so great to recommend to my friends.
Then we thought the tunes grew denser. Get ready for some Craven Raven with Cliff Raven. It's Raven o'clock, 7 o'clock, quoth the layman. Better take hold of your volume knobs. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be rowdy. It's gonna be overly multi-band compressed.
And the WhingFM is...
They wanted to see my job-seeking evidence. For the last 2 weeks, I told them that the PIP application was rejected, and I'd been scouring the form in case I'd forgotten something. I asked for help on a particular section of the form, and the advisor just said, this isn't really in my wheelhouse, I'll just consult my colleague, and he fetched his colleague, I think his name was Craig, but it might have been Chris. No, I'm certain it was Craig, because I remember thinking the name really suited him.
Okay, Ted. We get the other staff members named Craig. Please carry on.
So Craig, I think his name was, said, "What's the problem?" And the advisor told him, "Ted," referring to me here, "has some questions about this personal independence paperwork." Then Craig asked me which section I was having problems with. I told Craig, I'm pretty sure it was Craig, that the old form was rejected, and I was just looking through it for errors. And I asked him about section 1.1a, and he told me that it was quite a specialist bit, and he'd have to ask his colleague. And then he shouted over a manager. I think he called her Sharon, so I assume her name was Sharon. She didn't look like a Sharon, actually, but I couldn't see any reason he'd call her that if her name wasn't actually Sharon in real life. And Sharon came over anyway and said, what can I help you with?" asking me. And when I told her, she suggested that I make reference to section 10p and that a lot of that would affect my responses to the previous section. She didn't really know her stuff, though, as it was her first day working there. And then Craig said to me, "Oh, I see you're confused about 10p, but I mean, it's only 10p, and that I didn't really need to fill that in at all because I'd filled in section 911.
Section 9.11, sure.
Yeah, section 911, and that wasn't made clear anywhere else on form. It wasn't made clear that I didn't need to fill in section 10p costs a 911. And then Sharon called, "Hey Arnold," summoning over her superior, a chap by the name of Arnold, actually, if I remember, and she told Arnold I'd forgotten about section 911, and he got very distressed indeed, and started saying, "How could you forget?" And the others started saying, "Oh, how do we rebuild this form?" And the whole experience was very confusing and unpleasant and insensitive. Then after I left...
Okay, Ted, that's all very well, but I'm not sure what that has to do with your favourite flower.
Well, I was getting to that, Rick. I was getting to that. After I'd left the Job Centre Plus...
No brand names, please. Other welfare states are available.
After I'd left the Dole office, started to drive home, I saw some daisies growing on a roundabout, and it was very distracting indeed, but it did take my mind off the kerfuffle.
Thanks, Ted. That was great, as usual. Keeps putting him through. Coming up next, it's Inside the Doctor's Studio special, Outside the Doctor's Studio.
Welcome to Inside the Doctor's Studio. This week, Dr. Business is away at rehearsals for his unlicensed amateur dramatics musical adaptation of Series 7 of Diagnosis Murder, entitled Diagnosis, Murder, the Musical. Neither ourselves nor his appointed patients were forewarned of his absence, so we will be taking this opportunity to look at the lives of Dr. Business's prospective patients in Outside the Doctor's Studio.
What are you in for?
Acute flatulence.
Really? That was pretty cute.
Devout Catholic Michael has been consulting with Dr. Business for the majority of his 40s about his persistent fart problem. So, has the doctor been helpful for you at all, Michael?
Well, Dr. Business was really helpful in diagnosing my condition. I'd been unwillingly expelling trisogas since birth, but he thankfully managed to pin down the problem. Flatulence. He also really brought me around to seeing the funny side, especially when my condition started to really worsen.
Oh Christ, Mike, this room filling it with farts for 6 hours though. Oh, can it be healthy?
Have we really been waiting that long? Jeez.
None of us are healthy, that's why we're here.
What are you in for anyway, Gary?
Oh, but what aren't I in for? Heartache, mindache, dysentery.
33-year-old Gareth Boningham is eager to see the doctor about his dysentery. His increasingly rapid weight loss and mucus-laden bowel movements are beginning to mitigate his burgeoning career as a paperboy.
It's really weighing me down. These days I'm having to make a pit stop at every other house on my route. It doesn't always go down that well. Deb says I'm on thin ice. I'm sure she would have sacked me by now if healthy paper boys weren't so hard to come by. I've been thinking of setting my sights a bit higher, but what with all the... Wait, guys, did you hear that? Is Michael okay?
He does correct those whom thou dost love and for their betterment. Chastise
Michael,
thou
the
dost
power
receive
of Christ compels you.
Grant thy healing that the soul of thy servant
Yeah.
the hour of its departure from the
from the body.
The power of Christ compels you.
Next week on Inside the Doctor's Studio, we'll be checking back in with Dr. Business, who will have fresh updates from his rehearsals for his vainglorious Amdram production, Diagnosis, Murder, the musical. It's gonna be great.
Welcome back to Salad Days. Today, Louis and Lewis have had another father-son tiff when Louis encounters a curious odour.
Lewis, check out this dope guitar riff I just penned.
Just a minute.
Come on, man, that's still hot.
1 sec.
Dude, these vibes. Wait, what's that smell? Hold on, you're not.
Dad, it's not what you think.
What's this? What's in these bags?
Come on, it's naturally occurring. Plus, I'm just holding it for a friend.
Fat chance, Sundance. My God, I thought I'd raised you better than this. What would your damn mother say if she was here?
What, if you hadn't driven her into the arms of those Eurocrats?
How dare you? You and I both know that she mutually broke up with me.
Yeah, as you keep telling me.
Listen, don't change the subject. What's in the bag, son?
Oh, fine, you got me. It's my potpourri.
God, my worst fears confirmed. Dude, that stuff smells so gay. Do you know how much that reminds me of your mum?
You leave my mum and your ex-wife out of this.
The gay aroma of the potpourri has pushed Louis to his wit's end, and this becomes the main focus of his next therapy session.
Hello, Dr. Dorothy Dot speaking.
Hi, it's Louis. Can I get your opinion on something quickly?
What is it, Louis? Are you sure it can't wait?
Well, Lewis has really gone off the rails this time.
Oh. And how so?
Well, I knocked on his door, trying to show him this sick riff, and he hurried to cover something up. I was praying he had a chick in there, or was at least choking it, but I walked in and heard this weird stink.
And it still wasn't...
Nope, he had his potpourri out. His mother's.
Well, how did this make you feel?
Well, it's just so gay. Really reminds me of Louise.
I think I see a pattern to Lewis's revelations. Your skepticism, quilting, potpourri. Think about it, Louis. What do they all have in common?
I see what you mean. I have to have a serious talk with him.
Are you a few Spanish short of a tool shed? Are you a couple of energy cards short of a deck? A few marbles short of a functioning set of marbles? Are you worried that that crush on your aunt might become inappropriate? Do you catch your children quilting after dark? It sounds like you're bonkers.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dorothy Dot, and I can cure your crackers. If you need help, I can give it to you. To book a complimentary opening session, download our app. Lication form doc.doc from doc.com/doc.doc. X.
Previously on Shawarma Chameleon.
Don't tell anyone this, but I think I fancy Chico's sister.
What's that, Jeff? Chico's sister Rose Markson, who's new on the scene?
Too right.
What, Jeff? You fancy my sister?
You fancy me, Jeff? Good, because I like you too.
It sure is exhausting organising and promoting the Shawarma Chameleon Shawarma Chowing Challenge.
I don't think anyone from the local newspapers or tabloid takeaway rags are going to turn up. Better get started, Levi.
Okay, simmer down. Just an old shawarma joke. Right, Rose, I'll go through the rules of the Shawarma Chameleon Shawarma Chowing Challenge, or Shwam Cam Shwa Chow Chow, one more time, in case you've forgotten. When I say go, you start shoveling in those meat treats. I believe Jeff has prepared them all to FDR-approved standards, but we are obliged to inform contestants, or the contestant, that this whole competition is a huge danger to everyone's health, and you compete at your own will in sound body and soul, so help you God. However, don't worry, I overheard a local GP saying, "There shouldn't be a problem, Carol. If we could now bring the ceremonial bib, Chico. Contestant, keep your eyes on the prize, which, may I remind you, is a romantic meal for two in a 5-star FDR certified restaurant. Tonight. Any questions?
Is there nobody else participating?
What?
Is it just me, or is it just me?
3,
2.
Stop the countdown.
Oh my god, it's you!
I can't believe it. It's my sister Rose's longtime adversary, Daisy, who's new on the scene. And they may turn out to have more in common than they'd think, but more on that later.
That's right. Daisy Longnoose is the name. You thought you'd left me in Mexico. You thought you'd get away with it all. But it's time to settle our scores. And this shawarma chowing challenge is the perfect place to do so.
2 women enter, 2 women leave. One defeated by unrelenting indigestion, and then the other a short while later having ironed out the logistics of the prize giving.
And that's not all.
Mercy.
I also fancy Jeff. And I'm not leaving without Jeff.
You'll never take Jeff from me. We're going to get married.
This just got interesting.
More so.
It's not just the physical health of the contestants' hearts that's at stake. Sorry, old shawarma joke. It's also the metaphorical health of their hearts on the line as well. Okay, Jeff, conclude the countdown.
1.
Go!
Go, go, go!
Win the contest. Only turn my
Who's winning?
She's winning.
Who's winning?
Your sister, Chico. Rose. Winning. Fancy that. She doesn't seem to be enjoying it at all anymore. Fantastic performance. Such grace. Such poise. Truly a testament to human perseverance. She's down to her last shawarma. I can't believe it. She's almost chowed her way through both. A regular Adam Richmond.
Oh God, I'm so full.
Don't give up. I believe in you, sister.
She's won.
Oh God.
So, Rose, how does it feel to be the absolute winner?
I'm so glad
Next week on Shawarma Chameleon.
I'm so glad we resolved our differences, Daisy.
It turned out we had more in common than we had previously thought. And it's just as well you married Jeff, because my husband, who I presume to be lost at sea, was spotted just now off the coast. And he's heading right for us.
If you have been affected by any of the themes in this episode of Shawarma Chameleon, call our helpline on 555 50 50 000 5515 Chow Chul, or simply send an empty stamped addressed envelope to PO Box Death Whingate WG55MC5. We'll know what you've done.
Corporate responsibility fulfilled.
And now for another delve into love's mysterious pocket with I'm with Cupid.
Welcome to I'm with Cupid, herding the UK's listless bachelors into a confused hormonal heap. 20-something stay-at-home son seeks childbearer to relieve from parental pressures and avoid fiscal abandonment. Seek, sack, or six sects for six-sack sex. Successful actor seeks successful actor for acting. Out-of-work president seeks mistress to not have sexual relations with. Mary Whitehouse seeks and possibly Complacent swimming pool lifeguard seeks fit girlfriend for heavy petting, likes long runs along the poolside, ducking and bombing.
Not suitable for over threes.
Man's best friend? Heroic dog retrieves countless men from upturned kayaks. Ooh, how's your father? Father's Day chocolate found to contain potentially lethal contaminants. A thick fog of melancholy descends upon Wiltshire. Good splash! A slew of allegedly fake cats drowned in a riverbank. Holy matrimony! Winner of Insane Shawarma Eating Challenge, absolutely sick, and immediately married to the chef. But first, plain sailing? No. Hundreds of deaths. Renowned magnate and SEXP founder Dick Pickles' round-the-world plane trip took a premature dive earlier this morning. The Airbus was said to have made a textbook takeoff from Leeds/Bradford and was on course for its goal of global circumnavigation until disaster struck and the plane was forced to make a crash landing in Shipley. In his first statement to the press, a bewildered and indignant Pickles said, "I don't know what happened. My pilot has slept with almost 4 women." Amongst the charged celebrity cargo was half of UK girl group Atomic Kitten, British institution and inspirational heartthrob Jim Davidson, parental disappointment Julian Assange, Jettison's entertainer Lee Francis, soft rocks Alan Cleft, balloon mad skinflint Richard Branson, and potentially either Banksy or Shia the Beef. Also incinerated were 50 civil servants. The sole surviving passenger, Bar Pickle, was found to be the comedian of note, Tommy P. But more on this story as it breaks.